Good evening, guys, and happy Tuesday. Oh my gosh, today was Tuesday. I guess happy Tuesday to all of your sunshiny faces, guys. I forgot to clean the bathroom today. Because I feel like I woke up yesterday at 7, a little bit later, like maybe 7:45, 8 o'clock, something like that. Today I was up at 7:30, which is pretty cool. However, being awake for over 12 hours, where I've normally been sleeping for more than 12 hours, is so weird. I feel like it should be like Wednesday or Thursday right now. Like, I've been awake more hours than I was awake in total last week, and it's only Tuesday. So for a combined amount of hours in the last 3 days, I feel like I've been awake longer than I was all of last week. So yeah, that's probably why I was thinking it was later in the week than it really was. But anyways, yeah guys, happy Tuesday. So I was up early again this morning because me and Jack took our power walk, which my calves and shins are burning still right now. But again, it's not a bad thing. The thing that absolutely kills me though is there is a hill that is literally probably the incline is about that much. It is stinging a steep hill, and it goes for several feet, and so walking straight up that is a complete pain, and is, like I said, not easy at all. And so that was what I think has really been bothering my probably more my shins. So yeah. But that, and the thing is that we have to walk on that side of the street because our block has sidewalk, and so does this block across the street from us. But then if we're going to the park, it actually is the park. The next block right over from us does not have any sidewalk, and then the following block after that is the park, which is really awesome. However, like I said, the next block next to us doesn't have sidewalks, so we have to cross the street, walk a block, then cross the street back to actually walk down the park, because then that side of the street, on the right side, I guess, if we're walking towards the park, doesn't have sidewalk, where the park is. The park has a really big double wide sort of sidewalk, people were biking on there today, and so like I said, we were up really early. The thing was too, guys, we were actually in the park and we were walking, well, not in the park, but we were on the sidewalk right outside the park walking, and I see in the trees these two giant birds, and I was like, what are those? And as we keep walking, like I said, we were walking sort of fast, so by the time it finally sort of hit me, we were almost underneath them, and I was like, oh my gosh, those are ducks. There were ducks in the trees, which is one, sort of weird, two, also really weird because that I know if there's no water around here. My mom said that there is sort of a swampy, marshy little bit of an area, sort of behind the park, there's bike trails back there, and she said that there is, maybe a swampy area or something like that, but that I know of, there's no big nice pond or, again, anything like that. So to see these ducks in the trees were really weird, but to also see them in the trees were really weird. However, they were really bright and colorful, and when I first saw them, I was like, I wonder if they're a wood duck or something like that. And I went home and looked it up in my bird book, and it was. So it was really cool to see that. But like I said, they are one of the few ducks, I guess, that actually nest in trees. There's a handful of other varieties. I don't know if that's specifically in Illinois, but there's a handful of other varieties that do. But most of the time, they are not tree nesting birds, but they actually, I guess, have sort of claws on their webbed feet that actually help them so that they can go on the trees and land on the branches. Because you guys think about that, they're webbed feet, so how do they, most birds have claws that they can, kind of use around branches and tree, limbs and stuff like that. But when you think about it, you're like, yeah, how does a duck do that? And that's why at first when I saw it, I was like, that is so weird. And the fact that there's no pond around, I don't think I've ever seen ducks in this area really at all, but the fact that there were two of them, there's a male and a female, was a really cool thing to see. So yeah, like I said, my mom had read that as well, and I saw that one and one of the other varieties too that I was looking up in Illinois, they do nest sort of in the tree. So that'd be so cool if there's a little duck couple that are nesting in those in the, what's it called, the park trees. So anyways though, guys, yeah, I ended up actually getting a lot of stuff done. I finished, I think I told you guys, like, this has been going on a couple months now. I've been trying to slowly finish up those grocery receipts, and over the last couple of weeks I haven't been working on them. I finally finished all of the Walgreens stuff. I have about half of Jewel left, and I am completely done with all of it, which is really awesome. However, guys, the one thing that has been bothering me for several days now, and I have not been able to figure out what it has been until last night when I laid down in bed, but it's probably been going on since like Friday or maybe Saturday or something like that. I know at least probably Saturday, but possibly even like from Friday or maybe even earlier on in the week. I have had really bad acid reflux, and I have not figured out what it was up until, because it doesn't feel like normal sort of like acid reflux, like back in the back of my throat and all that kind of stuff, you know, and like I can feel it. It wasn't until I finally laid down last night and was like, oh my gosh, like I could like taste it in the back of my throat, you know, sort of when you get that like acid reflux or heartburn. But I haven't really noticed it, but like I said, as soon as I laid down and I was like, oh my gosh, that's what it's been. And like I said, it's sort of been like all up in my chest and like sort of in my throat and stuff like that, and I just have not been able to figure out what it was, because like it's like been bothering me when I'm sitting up though, but I'm not actually getting like the, like, you know, like I said, like actual acid reflux. It's just when I finally laid down and I felt it, then I was like, that's what that's been. But it's like I said, I just have this really uncomfortable sort of feeling in my chest, and I finally, like I said, figured it out. So this morning when I had my breakfast, because it's been affecting me especially when I've been having like coffee, but like I said, because I haven't figured out what it was, I haven't even been paying attention to what I've been eating. But I realized I ate like a whole package over last week. I ate like a whole, I think I ate 2 packages of like cherry tomatoes, and I had that lentil soup, which I think is really acidic still. Like it's, I don't know what the base sort of like broth is made out of, but I think that there's tomato in it, even though it doesn't really taste that tomato like, but I feel like there's something in there that's sort of like acidic. And I had that 2 days. I had that yesterday and also on Sunday, but I had it with bread, so like I was thinking like, oh, maybe that would help. But it's been, what I've noticed the most is when I've been having coffee or laying down or slouching. And so like I made it a point today to try and not to have anything that was super acidic other than my coffee, because again, I have to have coffee. I was up at 7:30 this morning, so I actually took something in the morning, and for the most part today I've been pretty much okay. Like it hasn't been bothering me. But I'm supposed to be on like a sort of like an antacid like regimen a long time ago. My doctor suggested it, and like I would just randomly sort of like take it if I remembered. But like I know that I think Prilosec is what is actually supposed to help reduce the acid in your stomach, which is what I have probably the most problems with. And not only that, but like I said, I hadn't noticed that this was acid reflux that was in my chest until I laid down last night. Was like, oh my gosh, and I could not get comfortable, and it just felt so gross. And I slept, like I couldn't fall asleep for a while, which was also really bad because I had to get up at 7:30 this morning to go walking with Jack. So yeah, now that I figured that out too, like I said, I can kind of compensate by taking something, and then also try and reduce kind of the amount of acidic foods that I'm eating right now until I can get on that. So that might be one thing that I have to go pick up at like CVS or Walgreens or something like that this week, or maybe we can just stop at Walmart and pick it up. But yeah, I was really bad about that, like for a really long time, like not just like taking it regularly, just sort of being like, oh, like, you know, if my stomach was upset, I'd take something sometimes I'd just sort of be like, oh, whatever. But I know that that was one thing that I was supposed to be taking and haven't been really. But like I said, I got a ton of stuff done today. I got laundry done and dishes done and all that good stuff. We are also too, guys, because it's supposed to thunderstorm tomorrow, so I'm going to try and get up early tomorrow, but I hopefully will not have to go walking tomorrow. Can get a day or two rest because it's supposed to, I think, rain tomorrow and the next day, especially in the morning. It's weird though because the time keeps changing. It's supposed to rain at midnight and then not until like 5 a.m., which I thought was supposed to be 3 a.m. Now it looks like 5 to 3 in the afternoon. Something like that, but it's supposed to sort of thunderstorm all day tomorrow. So I think we are not going to go walking unless we wake up and it miraculously is nice and sunny outside. So yeah, but I told Jack, I was like, still wake me up because I still want to get up early. I've been feeling really accomplished, and I feel like just the first couple days it's sort of just getting adjusted to it, but like today I felt like I have way more energy than yesterday. I actually got up earlier, but I went to bed sort of later on Sunday nights. Last night I went to bed a little earlier, but I couldn't fall asleep. I would have been in bed even earlier, but like I said, I couldn't sleep because of that acid reflux. So now that, like I said, I figured that out, if I feel like that again tonight, I can take something as well. But yeah, so I don't think we're gonna go walking tomorrow, but I got a lot of stuff done. It's also been really, really hot out today, especially. It was like, I am in shorts and a t-shirt because it was like 86, I think, is a high or something like that today, and it's supposed to still, I think, stay in like the 70s and like mid 60s for pretty much the next, like, for however long my phone gives me the weather, which I think is like over the next week. But I think like tomorrow's supposed to still be 70s, then it's supposed to go down to like 60s for like the next 2 days, and then back up to 70s for a couple days, and then like back into the 60s, but still like be around like that mid sort of like 70s to 60s, which is totally fine. But it's still going to be hot out. So like right now I have my window open, but again, it's supposed to thunderstorm, so probably going to have to close it. So what we're going to wind up doing is tomorrow, actually, we're getting the air conditioning people out so that we can get to the new unit put in. Because we knew that we were going to get the unit put in, the outdoor part of it, because we got like the coil put in with the furnace when we had that redone in the fall. So the only thing that should have to be done is the outside stuff, but they have to come tomorrow just to like, they're gonna do like sort of like an estimate and check to see like, oh, is it repairable, or can we just like, you know, the thing is not repairable, but they said that they just have to come out and check to make sure that it isn't, or whatever, you know, like they want to try and save you a couple bucks, I'm sure. But my dad was like, no, we just want a new one, like we know that it's not at all. There's like moss growing on it too, because it's on that side of the house where the moss grows, and we haven't used it in years because the coil was broken, but we got that fixed, and now the outside unit doesn't work. So we're like, yeah, we just need a new AC unit put in. So but they have to come tomorrow, so like the laundry room needs to sort of be picked up a little bit tomorrow too, for those guys to come over tomorrow. So yeah, anyways, guys, I'm happy though, because I actually felt better today, because like I said, I've been sort of in a slump and I haven't been able to figure out what it was for like the last several days, and I was like, what is it? I was like, I'm not sick, I don't feel sick. I was like, is it because of the weather? It's weird though, because my dad said that for like the last week he was having like really bad like indigestion, like acid reflux and stuff like that, and he's like and it lasted for like over a week for him, and he was like, I have no clue, like what on earth could that possibly be, that like we're both have the exact same thing like within a week apart. He was like, maybe it's like a bug or something like that, you know, and like we just don't really know. He was like, but like we haven't eaten anything, like, is that other than I know I did, but like my dad's like, I haven't really eaten anything that's like, again, really acidic or anything like that that would have caused that, like at a separate time for him too. It wasn't like both of us were like, oh my gosh, we ate this really spicy food and now, you know, like it's really bad. It's just been like at 2 different times, but we both sort of got it, so it's like really weird. My dad said his stomach was a little upset as well. So yeah, and my stomach was sort of upset yesterday, and that's when, like I said, I didn't actually notice though until I went to bed and was like, oh, that's why, like I said, it's sort of been all in my chest, has been bothering me. And I was just like, I have no clue. It's been so bizarre that I haven't been able to figure it out. But like I said, there's no like traditional like like I said, acid until I actually like laid down last night and was like, okay, now this is uncomfortable. So I tried to again like sleep at an incline, all that stuff that you're supposed to do. But on top of that too, I couldn't find anything in the closet because I went and looked. My mom found a bottle of stuff that was actually further back because I was looking for like chewable stuff or whatever, and she had like the nasty like Miralax or whatever that is, like that chalky drink stuff. So that's what I had to suffer through. I'd rather take the chewable stuff. To me, that's not as bad as like that nasty drinkable stuff. So I couldn't find that, and then my mom found it. So this morning I was, like I said, able to at least have coffee, because I don't think I would have gotten half as much stuff done as I did today, because I probably would have just been like, I'm not gonna have that much coffee, because like I said, it was sort of bothering me when I was drinking coffee and I couldn't figure out what that was either. So yeah, now that maybe the problem has been figured out, hopefully this will get resolved. But yeah, so tomorrow also too, I'm going to have to clean the bathroom, because I didn't end up doing it today because I thought today was like Wednesday or something like that. Been able to get all this stuff, especially with these receipts and stuff like that, taken care of and sort of all wrapped up finally. You know, that's really good. So anyways guys, I will see you all in tomorrow's vlog. If you guys did enjoy today's, make sure you guys give a big old thumbs up. If you guys are new, we'd love it if you'd subscribe, and I'll see all of your sunshiny faces tomorrow. So bye guys.